As the world is now aware, a Boeing 767 jet collided with the North Tower of the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan at 8:46 a.m. on September 11, 2001. Another plane struck the South Tower 18 minutes later. In less than 2 hours, both buildings fell, killing over 3,000 people in an attack. The perpetrator of this incident was Osama bin Laden, the leader of the terrorist organization Al-Qaeda. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most dangerous criminals that was at that time on the loose. Osama bin Laden was born in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the son of Saudi Yemeni businessman Mohammed bin Awad bin Laden of Hadramaut. Mohammed bin Awad bin Laden is the founder of the Saudi Bin Laden Group, a construction company. He was a billionaire builder with close ties to the Saudi royal family. Osama's mother was Syrian Hamida al-Atas, then Aliyah Ghanem, the 10th wife of Mohammed bin Laden. She came from a secular middle-class family in Latakia, Syria. In a 1998 interview, bin Laden stated that he was born on March 10, 1957. Despite widespread belief that bin Laden was born in Riyadh, his birthplace was initially listed as Jeddah in FBI and Interpol documents. Bin Laden was raised as a devoted Sunni Muslim. He attended the exclusive Al-Thaker Model School from 1968 to 1976. At King Abdulaziz University, he pursued economics and business administration degrees. According to some reports, he graduated with a degree in public administration in 1981 or a degree in civil engineering in 1979. In 1971, bin Laden enrolled in an English language course in Oxford, England. One source called him hardworking, while another claimed he dropped out of school in his third year without earning a college degree. Religion was bin Laden's primary focus while he was a student, and he engaged in charitable work as well as interpreting the Quran and jihad. Osama began reflecting on jihad more to explain that it can mean 3 different things to Muslims. First, a personal struggle and devotion to Islam, especially one involving spiritual discipline. Second, a holy mission for a belief. And third, as it did for Osama, a holy war fought in support of Islam as a duty under the principle. In his fanatical state, Osama prayed more than 5 times daily. Islam was more than just a religion to bin Laden. It also shaped his political views and guided all of his actions. He started following the radical pan-Islamist scholar Abdullah Azam in college in the late 1970s. Azam held the view that all Muslims should rise up in jihad or holy war to establish a single Islamic state. The young bin Laden, who despised what he perceived as a growing Western influence on Middle Eastern life, found this idea appealing. Soviet forces invaded Afghanistan in 1979, and shortly afterward, Azam and bin Laden went to Peshawar, a Pakistani city next to Afghanistan, to join the opposition. They didn't engage in combat themselves, but they did use their many connections to secure resources and support for the Mujahideen, the Afghan rebels. They also exhorted young men to join the jihad in Afghanistan by inviting them to do so from all over the Middle East. The Maktab al-Khidmat, their organization, served as a global recruitment network with offices as far away as Brooklyn and Tucson, Arizona, and it also gave the migrant soldiers, also known as Afghan Arabs, equipment and training. Most importantly, it demonstrated to bin Laden and his associates that pan-Islamism into practice. Al-Qaeda, also known as the Base, was a new organization founded by bin Laden in 1988 that would concentrate on symbolic terrorism rather than military operations. After another year of planning, Al-Qaeda finally struck. A bomb detonated in a hotel in Aden, Yemen, where American troops were staying on their way to a mission to keep the peace in Somalia. 2 Austrian tourists perished in the explosion, but no Americans did. Bin Laden and his allies enthusiastically embraced violent jihad after feeling emboldened. For instance, they helped arm and train the Somali rebels responsible for the 1993 murder of 18 American service members in Mogadishu. Additionally, they were connected to the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center in New York, The 1995 attempted assassination of Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak. The 1995 bombing of a Riyadh training facility for the U.S. National Guard. And the 1996 truck bombing that destroyed the Khobar Towers, an American military residence in Dhahran. Bin Laden relocated from Sudan to Afghanistan in 1996 in an effort to shield himself from capture and attract more followers to al-Qaeda's murderous cause. The scope of al-Qaeda's attacks grew throughout this time. On August 7, 1998, bombs detonated simultaneously at the U.S. embassies in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, where 11 people died, and Nairobi, Kenya, where 213 people died and 4,500 were injured. The bombings were claimed by al-Qaeda. The U.S. Cole, an American naval destroyer docked off the coast of Yemen, was struck by a small boat carrying explosives on October 12, 2000. 38 sailors were hurt and 17 sailors died. Bin Laden also claimed responsibility for that occurrence. He stayed hidden for almost 10 years, plotting new attacks while issuing fatwas and making jeers on radio and television. He also recruited enthusiastic young jihadis to his cause. The CIA and other intelligence agencies were meanwhile unsuccessful in their search for his hiding place. They'd eventually followed Bin Laden to a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan, about 35 miles from Islamabad, in August 2010. Agents from the CIA kept an eye on the house for months while drones took pictures of it from the air. It was finally time to leave. A group of Navy SEALs stormed the compound on May 2, 2011, May 1 in the U.S. The al-Qaeda leader was discovered in an upstairs bedroom with a pistol and an assault rifle close by. They shot him twice, killing him instantly, once in the head and once in the chest. That evening, in a televised speech to the nation, President Obama declared that justice has been done. Following the demise of Bin Laden, Ayman al-Zawahiri assumed leadership of al-Qaeda. He was assassinated on July 31, 2022 in Kabul, Afghanistan, by a U.S. drone strike, putting an end to a 20-year manhunt. In 2019, a U.S. counterterrorism operation resulted in the death of Hamza bin Laden, who had been tipped as the leader of al-Qaeda's future. That's all for today's video. Feel free to share any helpful information we've missed in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos from our channel. Thanks for watching and see you all soon.